Alrighty, so welcome back to day two. Day two is all about procrastination. Day two is all about procrastination. Yesterday we discussed lack of boundaries, and for those who haven't been on, who are just catching me, last week I decided to tell my clients and my audience in Facebook and Instagram that they needed to try something new. Well, in order for you to try something new, you're going to I gave them actionable steps that they needed to take to try something new. And I gave them the reasons why. This week, I'm giving you the reasons why you don't actually take those steps. Yesterday was because you lack boundaries. I'm a stickler for boundaries. I love all things boundaries. I set them constantly. And the boundaries that I love the most are my time boundaries and my emotional mental boundaries. I am a stickler for boundaries. So the reason why you are not going out to do anything that you need to do differently to promote good health and good mental health is because you lack boundaries. Today, we're going to talk about procrastination. Now, procrastination is that nasty habit that you actually need to unlearn. Procrastination not only affects those of us who suffer from mental health issues, they also affect everyone. Procrastination affects everyone. But specifically for those of us who suffer from mental health issues, it's a lot harder because not only are we suffering from the lack of energy, the lack of motivation, we don't want to do anything. Now we have procrastination on top of that. Now, when I started my healing process, procrastination was one of those things that I really wanted to work on because I found myself procrastinating on things that actually ended up ruining my life later on. Okay. I'm still dealing with some of the fallout from procrastination because you always think you have time to go do something. You always think, and I'm not talking about anything like, well, I'm just putting off my, doing my laundry. I'm not talking about things like that. Okay. But which I will get into though, because I don't like that either. But I'm talking about things like, not paying bills on time or thinking you can do it at a certain time. Okay. I put off a lot of things 2 years ago that I am right now to this day suffering from because I procrastinated on a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. And procrastination is a nasty habit. It is a habit that you need to unlearn in order for you to start your healing process, in order for you to start saying, this is what I need to do to move on, to grow, to prosper. This is what I need to do. And procrastination is one of those habits that you need to unlearn. In one of my Facebook groups, in a Facebook group that I'm in for San Antonio, for women who are trying to get to know each other and we ask questions or whatever. So I put in the group that I needed a walk-in partner. 90% of about 50% of the people that responded to me said, I need to, I should, but. Are you one of those people? I should, I need to, one of these days I am, but. Nobody actually agreed to I think one lady might have agreed, 2 ladies actually agreed to meet with me and to go walking. But half of the people that came into my inbox, which my thing is, what are you in my inbox for if you had no intentions of actually walking? But it's the procrastination. It's the I need to, I should, I'm going to, but. That is signs right there that you have no boundaries. It's also signs that you have no intentions of getting healthier or doing any healing of your own. Okay. So don't come into my inbox. I used to be that way. I used to procrastinate on things like, again, paying bills. Okay. I did not pay certain bills because you know what? First off, that was something that I learned. Okay. That was in my household. That was in my upbringing. So when I didn't pay my bills, it's because I also saw that somebody in my household wasn't paying their bills. So that was learned behavior. But I took that same behavior into my into my adult life, and then I ended up ruining my life because I procrastinated on paying my bills. We all know when you procrastinate on paying your bills, what happens? Your credit is bad. Okay, you end up not having any money. Okay, so procrastination has a way of ruining your life and your mental well-being if you continue down this road, this process of procrastinating. I often hear when in my week 2 of I think it's week 3 in my program, my coaching program, I go over procrastination. I had a lady come to me 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, she told me, well, me and her had been going back and forth on an email. I finally got her on the phone because when you subscribe to me, I ask you for your phone number because I kind of like hearing from you. And so I called her. I was like, hey, you okay? You said you wanted to sign up, blah, 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 blah. You know what she said to me? I need to get my life together. I have so much going on. I need to get my life together. So when she said that, I'm like, okay, she's about to get ready to sign up like right now. Don't you know she wanted to sign up with to meet me with the consultation and go over things with me? And guess when she decided she was going to be doing this? Next month, September. This was 4 weeks ago, July. Okay, so it was July, it was August, and she was going to wait. She's going to wait to September because she's procrastinating. She's putting everything off because you don't want to confront anything right now. You don't feel the need to do it right now. You don't feel comfortable doing it right now. Procrastination will destroy you. Procrastination comes in to steal all of your joy, all of your energy, all of your motivation. And this is why you don't want to do anything new, because you decide that I can put this off till next time. I procrastinated on getting my mental health checked for years. I put that off for years. I knew that I needed to be checked. I knew that there was something that was wrong with me, but I could not find in my right mind to just say, let me go do this. Let me go get checked. Because one, I was afraid of what the outcome was going to be. And that's most of the time why you all procrastinate. You're always afraid about confrontation or what the outcome may be. I waited almost 20 something years before I decided to get my mental health check when it was too late. It was too late by the time I got to the point where I needed to get my mental health check, because what happened? Procrastination ruined my life to the point where I tried to commit suicide. Okay? I tried to commit suicide. That's when I decided that I could no longer procrastinate on my mental health. It got that bad to the point where I was admitted because I had procrastinated and procrastinated and procrastinated. And if you continue to procrastinate on your mental health, getting yourself checked, getting a coach or a therapist or a counselor, I don't care what it is, stop procrastinating. If I'm telling you as your coach that you need to do something different, like journaling. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Or I always hear my clients say, well, I just didn't do it today, or I did it 2 days, or you're always putting things off. The reason why you're doing that, the more you do that, the longer you will stay suffering. The longer you will continue to stay in this place of stuck. The longer you continue to do this, you won't get healed in time. You will always sit around scrolling through social media, looking at other people enjoying life when you could be doing something about it. But you have decided to procrastinate. You're always thinking that the next day it's going to be better or things may change. You all do this with setting boundaries. I have so many people who want to set boundaries. People came up to me yesterday, last night. I got so many DMs about, I want to learn how to set boundaries. I want to do this. But guess what? Most of the people that came to me had no intentions of doing it right then that day. None of them had any intentions of signing up that day. A lot of you all don't set boundaries, and y'all do this with people too. This is why y'all stay in relationships that last way too damn long. You all are in relationships where they're mistreating you. They devalue you. They don't care nothing about you. And then you decide that I'm going to procrastinate on telling this person that if I'm going to set these boundaries with you, I'm going to teach you how to treat me. Why are you literally taking so long to set boundaries with people who don't give a damn about you? Why are you doing this? Because guess what that's doing? It's ruining your life. It's ruining your mental health. It's ruining everything that all of your goals, everything that you have going on, all because you're procrastinating on setting boundaries. And if you haven't seen the boundaries video, go back and listen to that video about boundaries. Okay? Procrastination is one of those habits that actually come in to steal your joy, and it keeps you from achieving all of your goals. Okay, you have set these goals. You know how many of y'all said at the beginning of the year, this is gonna be my year. I love to put on Facebook every month when everybody say it's when we have a new month and people go, it's a new month, a new me. Get the hell out of here with that. It's gonna be a new month, but it's gonna be the same you, because you're still procrastinating, because you still don't want to set boundaries, because you still don't want to do anything different. So how was it a new you, a new month? Just because it's a new month doesn't make it you better. You have to actually do what you need to do in order to get better. And you're not going to get better just because the month appears. So I have no tolerance for a new month, new me, or a new year, new me. I have no tolerance for that, because you're not putting in the work to be better. And if you become a client of mine, and my clients know that I will stay on you, I am like the mother hen, because my thing is, if I am going to grow and heal and do the things that I need to do as a coach, I am going to take you along that journey with me. That is my mission, my passion in life, to make sure everybody is healthy and happy and whole. And you're going to have to unlearn the things that we have literally learned to survive with. We survive by procrastinating. We survive by having lack of boundaries. We survive barely getting through life if we didn't have to actually do anything. But that's no more, okay? Procrastination ruins your life. I'm going to give you 3 ways it does that. Number 1, you lose time. You lose time. Did I not just tell you 2 years ago that I procrastinated on so much stuff? Now that I am 2 years behind right now. I'm actually 2 years behind on some things that I should have taken care of 2 years prior. You still see, y'all think y'all got time. Y'all think that if I just set this off for a little while, let me tell you something. It's okay to set your laundry off for a couple of days. And I'm going to tell you one thing about that. I have no tolerance for people who don't fold their laundry. Like, if you're a client of mine, we discuss the motivation and setting a routine. If something like going to get your laundry out of the dryer, soon as you hear that button, means you will do what you need to do when it comes to your goals. You get up, you go get your laundry, and you fold that, okay? Don't put that off if you don't have to, because if you put that off, then now you got that put off till what? Saturday. Now you can't do anything on Saturday. Now you got that put off till Sunday. Now, you understand, procrastination ruins your life. If you keep putting things off, you are only delaying your healing process and your growth process, okay? So you lose time. Procrastinating, you lose time. I've lost 2 years, all because I procrastinated 2 years ago. Don't be me. Be better. Okay? You have something right now that you have written down in your Bible, you have written down in your journal, that you have discussed with someone, that you have constantly talked about all the time. I'm going to do this. I want to start my business. I want to start a podcast. I want to be more sociable. I want to start going out more. I want to start walking. But then you put it off for a while. Then you just put it off. But you put it off because you're fearing failure of what you have decided you're going to do. I fear that if I do it, I might not get it right. That's perfectionism. There are going to be a lot of things that you're not going to get right, but doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it. I'm not going to get TikTok right. I'm not going to get going viral right. I'm not going to get my coaching right. I'm not going to do, it's going to be a lot of things that I'm not going to get right, but it does not stop me from doing what I should be doing. You're losing time, especially those of us who are of a certain age. You're losing time. If you know that you want to eat better and get well, I knew that my blood pressure was sky high a year or so ago. When I started working out and getting a personal trainer, I lost the weight and I was off the blood pressure medicine. I had procrastinated on it. And I'm going to tell you what we do too. Not only do we fear failure, we start to fear that what others may think if we do something. Remember I talked about it yesterday or in my podcast, or I can't remember, probably was last week in my other videos, that we are always thinking about what other people are going to think about us if we do something. So because other people in your circle are procrastinating and not doing shit, you're not going to do shit either. Stop that. Absolutely stop that. If birds of a feather flock together. So if you're hanging out with people who got the same problems as you, who always complaining, who always putting things off, then you need to find you another crew. Remember I said yesterday, if you tuned in yesterday, that if you're going to start to heal, if you're going to start to grow, if you're going to start to do all the things that you're trying to do to make yourself better, you're definitely going to have this process may be lonely. So you don't do anything because you don't want because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else was was dieting and losing weight that we knew of, me and my husband. But we did it. I did it. I started losing weight. I started doing all of those things. Yeah, well, okay, exactly. We do fear that we're going to fail. We do. That's exactly why we procrastinate on it. We don't start businesses. I have so many people who come to me when I was a business coach who wanted to start a business. And like I said yesterday, I stopped business coaching. Until you get your mindset together, what you doing starting a business? Because being an entrepreneur, trust me, I know it is tough as hell. And if you don't have your mindset together, then how are you going to be a business owner? But we fear the failure of the business, so we don't start it. So we procrastinate on it. We go back and we look at our goals. We go back and we make excuses for why we can't do something right now. I was that person. I made an excuse 2 years ago because guess what? I always said, well, my situation is not going to change. We always think that we always got enough time. But guess what? 2 years up until right now, my situation did change. And it devastatedly changed and it hit me. And guess what? I wasn't ready. I was not ready. And if you want to know what happened, you have to go listen to my podcast or some old videos that I have on YouTube. I was devastated, all because I didn't do what I needed to do, because I procrastinated on doing something. And it came and it hit me like a ton of damn bricks, all because I procrastinated. Okay? Procrastination will ruin you. Trust me, it will ruin you. Number two, you will risk your health if you continue to procrastinate. Y'all all know if we don't go to the dentist, if we don't go to the doctor, why are you playing with your mental health? Why are you playing it? Okay, I played with my mental health. I didn't believe I was bipolar. I didn't think I was depressed. I didn't think anything was wrong with me at all. I didn't think anything was wrong with me. Okay, and you got to think about it. Most people always tell you to snap out of it, pray about it. Depression is a demon. You know, all that foolishness. And I let that get in my head. So I procrastinated on getting my mental health checked. I procrastinated on going to the doctor to ask the doctor what was wrong until one day I started having chest pains. One day I started having chest pains, and it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest, and that's how I described it at the time when I went to the doctor's office. And this is, the doctor told me at the time, do you suffer from depression, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't. Procrastinating, trying to put that stuff off, because who did I go? Who was I supposed to go to? Who was I supposed to see about me being depressed? I didn't know those things yet. I didn't know none of that stuff 4 years ago. So I was risking my health. I knew that I was drinking every single solitary day. I knew that I was getting drunk because I had problems. I knew that I was unable to solve the problems, but I knew that I was driving drunk a lot. I stayed drunk so much. I stayed drunk more than I even stayed sober. I was a business owner, so nobody knew that I was drinking. See, I could go do, because I owned a housekeeping service. So if I drank in the morning, who the hell gonna see it? Nobody didn't see it because I was the boss. Nobody was home. I found myself, and I think I can say this now, drinking out of the liquor cabinets in my clients' homes just so that I could get a fix when I needed to. Procrastination was starting to ruin my health. I was toting liquor bottles and little mini bottles in my pocketbook, flask. I was proud of this too. All because I kept procrastinating. And because I decided that I could put my mental health off. You can't. You can't put that off at all. It got to the point where the last time I drank so much, I tried to commit suicide. And I ended up in a hospital, a mental hospital. All because I procrastinated about my mental health. You are going to be successful. Yes, you will be. Look at me, girl. You will get this. It's not going to happen overnight. See, that's another thing. We procrastinate because we think, well, if we jump right into it, then it'll happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is work. It is a process to healing. It is a process to getting better. It is a process to beating back this procrastination habit. Trust me, I still fall into the category sometimes, especially now that I'm living in Texas and I don't work, during the day. I'm home all day. There are days when I sit around and I might not do anything. I'll procrastinate on some things, but I'm so glad that I have enough clients that keep me going, and I can, I have a little schedule out, so I don't, procrastinate as much as I used to anymore. I don't even do it as much as at all, but it's a process. So you will be successful at this. You will be able to do exactly what you need to do when it's your time. Just don't rush it. Do not rush it, because procrastination can ruin you, but just keep trying. If it doesn't work out, don't fear that I tried that and didn't work out. Then try something else. Oh, that didn't work out. Well, then try something else. Try something until you get to the point where you find something that works for you. And I guarantee you, you will be able to nip that procrastination in the bud. Number 3, you end up making bad decisions when you procrastinate. Trust me, I know. I make tons of bad decisions, all because I procrastinate. Because you know what happens is we make decisions quickly when we are procrastinating because we're at the last minute. Now we're trying to catch up. Now we're trying to do things. Now you're making decisions because you're procrastinating, but they're going to be bad decisions. You're now going to be making bad decisions because you procrastinated, because you didn't take the time to research. No, you let that go. Oh, I'll learn about that later. Or I'll put that off later. Or I'll tell that person I'll set boundaries with this person later. Well, later might be too late. Later might be too late. Then what happens? You make bad decisions. Things don't work out the way they planned. You planned them in your mind. Remember, we plan everything in our mind first. We already have this way we already know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. We're going to do it this way. We already know that in our mind. But when you procrastinate on your ideas, when you procrastinate, I love to use this analogy where there were some things that as a business owner or as I create content. And some days I will have something that I want to do. I'll have an idea in my head. I'll write it down in my journal. I'll put it down in my my content folder. And then guess what? I won't do anything with it. I sometimes sit right there on it. And it's so funny because God works in mysterious ways, and sometimes God is funny. I will open up Facebook, I'll open up Instagram or something, and guess what I'll see? Somebody with the exact same idea that I had, but because I procrastinated on doing it, that person beat me to the punch. All because I procrastinated. Now I have to rethink my idea. Now I have to go back to the drawing board, all because I waited a day too late, because I decided that, okay, I can wait. You can't wait. If you have an idea that pops in your head, do it. So what if it fails? So what if that person does it better than you? So what? At least now you can write down, I tried this. Okay, now I'm going to do it this way. It doesn't matter. Failure is a part of success. How many people you know do something, hit it right on the first try and get everything right? They don't. So if you're procrastinating, you know that you're sitting on ideas. You know that it's time for you to start working out. You know that you want to get healthy. You know that you want to get your mental health checked. You know that all of these things that you have to do, you know that you need to set boundaries with someone. You haven't decided to set boundaries with this person because you keep thinking tomorrow this person's going to be better. So maybe I don't have to deal with it because you hate confrontation. So I'm going to procrastinate. So I'm going to let this person continue to overstep my boundaries. I'm going to continue to let this person do whatever they're going to do to me because I don't want to confront them. I'm scared that my boundaries are not going to work. Well, if they don't, then set tougher boundaries. And if they continue to get over those boundaries, then maybe you need to change the situation. Procrastination will destroy your life. It will destroy your life. And if you don't get on it at the time, just go do it. If it pops into your head, go do it. Either you're going to fail or either you're going to hit the jackpot. But you won't know until you actually do it. All right? So that is it. This one went quickly today because it's actually out storming out. So I'm kind of like ready to get off this computer, but that's it. That is it. If you're going to do something different, I'm going to need you to set boundaries. If you're going to do something different, I need you to stop procrastinating. When it comes to your mental health, when it comes to your mental well-being, when it comes to you getting better, you're going to have to stop doing these things. You have to unlearn these bad habits. In order for you to get on a better path, you're going to have to unlearn these bad habits. All right. So stay tuned for tomorrow, day 3. Day 3 is all about lack of motivation. The reason why a lot of you all don't do something different is because you lack the motivation. You know, we like microwavable stuff in this fast world. You know, we like when we can go do something and then we get results. But it doesn't work like that. Okay? Well, I am glad that I have motivated you. Oh my God. You know, that's every day I ask God to at least let me motivate and encourage at least one person. So if that helps you today, then I have did my job. Okay? So that is it, y'all. I will be back tomorrow for day 3. So day 3 again is all about motivation. Go back for those of you all who did not see day 1. Go back and look at day 1 about boundaries. Also check out my YouTube. You're welcome. Go back and check out my YouTube channel because it has all of last week's information on there about doing something different and the action steps you can take to start doing something different. So go back and look at those as well. I will see you guys later. Thank you for those who tuned in to the live. And for those of you all who will catch the replay, please put replay in the comments. And if you would like a worksheet on boundaries and procrastination, please DM me your email address. I would gladly send you some of the paperwork that I give to some of my clients. That so that you can keep that. It's printable worksheets that you can actually have, that you can print off and that you can have with you. Okay, these are some things that you can go over every day and say, hey, this is what Lady O said, but I'm going to follow these. I want to see, you know, you might not see the video. So maybe you can't get to the video, but you'll have that worksheet that's sitting right there for you. So if you want me to send that to you, please DM me your email address. I will gladly send that over to you so that you can have that stuff all printed off. All right. Those of you all in my group, y'all know I will drop a PDF tonight that you can actually print off as well so that you'll have those in your notes too. So other than that, I will see you guys back here tomorrow 3:30 Central Standard Time. I have to put that out there because I keep forgetting that everybody's on a different time. But it's 3:30 my time. All right. So y'all guys have a great rest of the evening. And again, if you need that worksheet, please email me, DM me your email address, and I'll send that out to you just like that. Have a great evening, guys.